write about. Trying to figure out what it's all about. Existentialist, am I worth anything or just discount? I don't know. I don't know.
That was a great sound from Watch with Outside on WNHH LP 103.5 FM New Haven. Myself, Prestige, with my partner in crime, Long Island raised, Elm City made, E.Z. Bluez is in the building. Easy Bluez, you're better with introductions more than me. Who do we have with us today on Behind the Brand?
When you see the finished product, when you see the gloss, the glamour, the glimmer, you hold it upon your hands. You get to relish in it. But what you don't know is there is a whole magic world that happens behind. It is not an artist that makes the wheel go forward, but a full network of support, of love, and of care behind it. There is no human that has stood on the top of the mountain by oneself. It has always been through the shoulders of others in which we can rise. This next person has spent so much time shining that incredible spotlight upon the amazing art that has come from Connecticut, that it is an honor. It is a privilege. It is just a darn good day to sit here, as I like to call it, the damn squared aspect.
Facts.
The owner of Repro Tees, the owner of Virtual Merch Booths, and just an incredible father chilling with his son. I want you to put your hands together, not if you're driving. Please, if you're driving, keep your hands at 10 and 2. We don't need any accidents. But mentally, you can put those hands together for Dan DeFore. How you been?
Hey, busy.
Yeah.
busy.
Word. Nothing wrong with busy.
Here, my son today. Say what's up, dude.
How you doing?
Hello.
How was you guys' holidays? Was it good?
It was good.
It was a holiday.
It sure was.
You know, it's super interesting, but what is absolutely incredible is, you know, you and I have had millions upon millions of conversations about the scene. And, you know, you have been out there, whether it be running your own radio station, whether it be, you know, dealing and working street teams, you've constantly been out there as this incredible support system. Why? Because when everybody else wants to close that door, and man, those doors, they hurt, they hit your nose, it's bad. You sit there and not only do you open the door, but you offer a cup of coffee and a hug. What is that about you, and how do other people open up that door of themselves?
For me, especially when I was younger, I was kind of like a lost soul, I would like to say. Didn't really fit in it anywhere. Kind of felt like, you know, I was kind of a loner. I'm still kind of a loner, which is ironic. And I connected with music at a young age, and I was on a bunch of street teams, like you said. And then one day I had the realization of, well, all these bands that I'm working for are all national signed acts. There's got to be bands in my local area that I don't know about that maybe they deserve the help more than, let's say, you know, Rob Zombie. You know, I was on the street team for one of his albums.
Nice.
And it's like, for me, it's almost like a compulsion. If I hear a good band, or I see someone who's talented, or is putting themselves into their art, whatever that art is, I feel the need to help and foster that, you know, foster their talents, and help get them in places where they otherwise wouldn't have thought to be. And it's mostly because I'm not talented in terms of the arts myself, outside of some graphic design. You know, I've always wanted to be a musician. Who doesn't, right? I don't have the talent, unfortunately, for that, or the patience to learn. So I was more, you know, I like to be more behind the scenes guy, helping. I want to help, especially independent artists and creatives. It's always been like one of those things where I have to be involved because I feel like I could bring something to the table, or have the artists see their art in a different light. You know, it's really hard to explain, but ultimately at its core, it's because I can't help it. I just can't help.
Well, and it is an incredible thing, and what you do, I'm a big fan of giving flowers now. What you do is remarkable. The support that you have put out there. There are many artists that will tell anybody that they might have given up or they might have given in if it wasn't for what you have done. Whether it be the street team, whether it be, those, different things. But now, as you evolve, as business evolves, as life evolves, there's this incredible, we'll say, newfangled type of thing that, you've been able to figure out how to work this twisted interwebs that we have and take something that really we've only seen beyond the majors, because a big issue with a bunch of the artists that are out there, it is extremely expensive to finance your merch table. Those shirts will run at $30, but the artist might only be making pennies on that dollar. But they've had to shell out $1,500 every time they go to hit the road, and you don't have the big record label behind that. But you were able to tap into this incredible resource. And I want to kind of talk about that and really talk about how revolutionary it is for the listener that's going, what are they talking about right now? Dan, I want you to tell them about the beauty of virtual merch booths and how it actually works. And then they can go and they can get their Behind the Brand mugs available on virtual merch booths /Behind the Brand.
Cheap plug. Gotta love the cheap plugs. Virtual Merch Booths is a service for creative individuals of all kinds. Music, art, podcasts, YouTubers, and video creators. No, you want to explain it? Good.
Yes.
So what is Virtual Merch Booth to you?
It's having your own. It's like having your own company.
Pretty much. Okay.
Like to explain it.
Getting your creative energy out into the world, right? And helps the artist actually make some money from their art.
Yeah. Coming up with like the shirts is very fun. It's like a very fun job.
And
like
actually,
job, but also
my son actually has a virtual merch booth. You could go to virtualmerchbooth.com/DTV, and he has his drawings and his YouTube videos and stuff.
I'm gonna start making more of them. I have to start
making.
And that's the key. Awesome. You got to promote, right? But yeah, it's for just a way for creatives to monetize their art in a different way. As you said, having physical merch is very expensive sometimes. A lot of the local print houses, you have to have minimum orders. And with those minimum orders, you're always going to have a bag of extra shirts that you couldn't sell because you had to buy 500 shirts to get them at X.
Yeah.
And I tried to make it so it's easier on the artists to have merch, the upstart artist, someone who doesn't have, the funding to put into their stuff to make it on, merchandise and stuff like that. And like ultimately, it's I feel like it's a community, especially with virtual merch booths, because we help uplift each other. We launched in July of 2021. We have like 30 different current merch booths, musicians, artists, like I said, YouTubers, podcasts, what's the word I'm looking for? Don't forget YouTubers. That's right.
Don't forget, no one forgets.
In the last year that we've been going, year and a half, we've made almost $8,000 in sales with the profits, mostly going to the artists. We work really hard to make sure that the artists get what they deserve in terms of their art. We do have a fee. It's a rev share, but there's zero setup or monthly fees for the artists themselves. So in the last year, it's been a little slow build, but we're working, especially this year, to add a bunch more artists. So if you're an artist, musician, or otherwise, hit me up at info@VNB or YouTube.
Yeah, or
hit me up
YouTube.
at info@vnbshops.com and send me an email, and we'll get you going.
Yeah.
Right. And also, if you are an artist that already has a virtual booth out there, again, I don't cast stones. I'm going to just say this because, Little Dan has said it before, promote promote, promote, promote. Just because you have it out there, if no one knows about it, it's not going to be a revenue stream. You know, you need to be out there, and because no one can represent you better than yourself. You know, so, and if you're a little sticky, you know, you go out there and you be a little sticky, but you promote. You know, it needs to be in those posts. It needs to be all over your social media. It needs to be mentioned while you're standing on stage. It needs to be in your YouTube videos. You know, this is the phrase for you. Merch link in bio. Attach it to everything. Merch link in bio.
I mean, as a promoter myself, and you know, my forte is marketing, promoting. You have to be shameless with your stuff. You know, even with the artists we do have 30 different artists and musicians and stuff on there, but not everyone promotes the way they should. So, you know, every once in a while I get an email from someone I'm hosting for, and why ain't I getting sales? I was like, you know, normally the answer would be, when's the last time you promoted your stuff?
Sure.
You have to make sure your stuff is in front of people's faces. I can only do so much. I'm given the platform. You know, it's kind of like if you're a lot of musicians, when or venues rather, they book a show, band comes play, it's empty. The band is like, I thought you guys were going to promote. And then the venue's like, I thought you were going to promote.
Right.
It's got to be a hand-in-hand kind of thing, but you have to take and if you're the artist being booked on that show, you have to take that responsibility into your own hands and promote your own stuff, because no one else is going to do it for you.
True.
You know, and definitely not at the level that you will promote yourself. And that's ultimately what it is. It's promotion. Getting the access to your merchandise and whatever else you're offering into the people's faces, almost to the point where they say, you know what, I've seen this 4 or 5 times already. Maybe I'm going to go check them out. Let me go check out what they have in the shop.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that seems to be the main hurdle I've been trying to get over is getting everybody on board to market themselves as hard as I would market my own stuff or their stuff as well.
True.
Well, and that's actually a conversation that we have with a bunch of different artists that come on all the time, where even just releasing your music, putting it out there is great. But again, if nobody knows it's out there, nobody's going to listen. So, you know, if you happen to be dropping a new single on February 4th on Bandcamp, you want to say that you're dropping a new single on February 4th on Bandcamp. You want to say it over and over again so people know those type of things.
Is that a shameless self-promotion?
Possibly. Maybe.
New Shane Penguin coming out the 4th. Make sure you check that out.
It's not a shameless self-promotion. It's a Shane Penguin self-promotion.
Hey. Oh, hey.
Hey.
Speaking of new singles, though, I want to give a shout out to one of our VMB community members, Somewhat Woke, with their new track Chameleon. It's fantastic. I don't know if you got a chance to see it yet, but it's unbelievable. I can't even say, enough great stuff about that band. So if you haven't heard them, check them out. VMB, virtualmerchboost.com/somewhat woke. Check out their stuff. Check out what they have. And of course, Shane Penguin and all of our other community members. But yeah, we were on that subject. I want to make sure I get it in for Somewhat Woke.
I think he actually already did.
He's noticing your hat. He's like, I think he already did check out. He's been saying your Shane Penguin.
He wears it well.
I do my best. Oh boy.
No, the other really cool thing about virtual merch is it's not just the merchandise that's out there. It's almost like you're creating an EPK for these artists as well. You have full links to all their streaming. You have full links to all their social media. It's all like a one-stop thing. I've actually, again, we've used it as an EPK. When a venue's like, oh, we need something, I'm like, hey, here's one link. Go check it out there. And for the artists that are there, look, EPKs can run you like 150, 180 right there. By having this, that's again just a split of your revenue from your sales. You're already coming out on the better end of it. And also artists that are out there. I've done both. I've done the physical merch. I've done virtual merch booths. I'm making the same amount of money.
Can't beat it. As long as you're making those sales, that's what matters.
That's what matters.
Exactly.
Hey Dan, did you go to school for marketing?
Into a
No, I'm actually all self-taught. Pretty much everything I've done. I actually went to
That's
school for
awesome.
heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. I
Wow.
went to Emmett O'Brien Tech School way back. Graduated in 2000. But it never worked out, and I got into like website design stuff, and
Right.
I've been mostly, thankfully, self-employed ever since.
Mhm.
Sometimes much to my own chagrin.
But it's all about taking a risk, right?
You have to. I mean, you just got, if you believe in what you're doing and you keep doing it, and and honestly, I'm not as successful as I'd like to be in terms of that myself, but you just keep trying. I've tried so many different things, um, you know, drywall and painting and all that, but it's all about adapting. And if you have the passion, especially for like independent music, for me personally, it blooms into something like virtual merch booths. So like, just keep trying out there no matter what.
Absolutely.
That's always, as my friend Chuck Nichols says, keep pushing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So true. So
the
true.
amazing Chuck Nichols. And you can find Chuck Nichols. He's got some incredible podcasts out there. You should definitely look that up. Or you can go to his virtual merch booth, / Chuck Nichols, and you can pick up some of his phenomenal designs. I'm just saying, I'm putting it out there. But when you're there, make sure you also stop off at Behind the Brand and get yourself a wonderful Behind the Brand hoodie available on virtual merch booth / Behind the Brand.
Or hat.
Or a hat. There you go.
And on mugs now available as well.
Definitely got to check that out.
Yes.
Don't forget about the mugs.
Don't forget about the mugs. Yes.
Throughout this
So,
whole
and I know I froze.
No, I
No.
froze. My fault. Go ahead, man. I'll go
No, it's all
after.
good.
Awkward silence.
Pretty much.
But what's really incredible about things like that, you're also extremely approachable, especially as long as you're also respectful. You're extremely approachable. So if you're one of those people like me that just has a bajillion and a half ideas that just float through the brain for no apparent reason, you're like, oh yeah, that works, that doesn't work. You're able to have that conversation, and there's so much more freedom. As an artist, I have no visual artistic ability at all. I didn't like it. I almost failed kindergarten because I refused to finger paint because it was gross. So I that part of me didn't quite go so well. But the fact that I can, have these ideas and have conversations with you, that is also very priceless. Where we can be that super silliness and bring it to it, but also, when to be like, that's a horrible idea, and I don't think you should do that. So I want to give you your flowers for that as well.
Thank you.
But that's a service that not a lot of these other places are going to offer. You can do Bonfire, but you've got to put everything up there. And, you got to do it all. You don't have that back and forth bounce. It's not, as we like to, it's not that independent feel. It's not that personal touch. And although it is an online business, there's humanity behind it. And for those sitting at home going, oh, great, so you order it through him and he makes his kid make it in the basement. No, there's a wonderful network of people that you rely on to put this product out there. So let's clear that up right now.
Yeah, 100%. We do have print partners all over the country and some all over the world. Do always high quality stuff. And also the thing is, getting back to like the accessibility of it all. I handle all the customer service for every single virtual merch booth on my own. We are literally, in terms of virtual merch booth, besides our print partners, we are a one-man operation. It's me, and I lead everything with my heart. So like, I want to make sure that not only that the bands are putting out quality merchandise that prints well and holds up, but I also want to make sure that the customers are getting what they deserve for their hard-earned money. So like, if there's a print problem, I handle it, and we take care of it personally to make sure that both sides are happy. And again, I want to reiterate, there's no fees, monthly or startup fees. Like, a fee is what you pay. No one pays to be on virtual merch booth, right? Do I charge you to have the TV? That'll be $5, but But and we make sure
That'll be 3 hugs and a high five.
You know what? It's all about hugs and high fives.
Definitely.
But we make sure, we want to make sure that everyone involved is happy, everyone's supportive, and especially when it comes to breeding new ideas for merchandise. I'm always available for every one of our virtual merch booth people that we have on there, and people that aren't even on there. If they ever have an idea they want or need a small run shirt or a hat or whatever for upcoming event personalizations, whatever, I'm always open for that stuff as well.
Now, we had a famous wrestler wearing one of that shirts.
That's true. Well, he's not famous, but we all know Lucas Chase, right?
Yeah. We had another famous wrestler who is actually like literally famous. Remember wearing your Hulk Hogan shirt.
Oh, that's very true.
Yeah.
Getting on the wrestling topic, we also, we do have, thank you for that amazing segue, Dan.
Oh yeah, we forgot to.
That was a great segue.
Great segue on WNHH LP 103.5 FM New Haven. Myself, Prestige, and my partner in crime, Long Island raised, Elm City made, EZ Bluez is in the building. Danny Dufar is with us on Behind the Brand. Go ahead, Danny.
Getting back to my son had a great segue. We don't only just do artists. We don't only just do musicians, but we also have a stable, growing stable of pro wrestlers, independent pro wrestlers who are hosting with BMB shops now. Right now, we currently have Lucas Chase. You might have seen him on AEW. We have Nathaniel P. Carr from PAPW. And actually, right now, I'd like to announce another edition of new pro wrestler launching their shop on BMB Shops. Alan Compass, the Crocodile King from PAPW, Paradise Pro.
From Down Under.
From Down Under, baby.
I didn't know you had any wrestler joining.
Oh, it's a surprise for everyone. So he'll be added very soon, and we're always looking for more.
Dear friend.
And he's a good dude, man. He reached out. I'm pretty sure you might have hooked me up with him, actually. With the countless numbers of people we've talked to together about VMBs over the last year. Unfortunately, not all of them follow through, but yes, Mr. Alan Compass has. And his merch booth should be launched probably within this week. So we'll definitely not up or going to be up already, because yes, we are pre-recorded for this episode. But by time this airs, his shop will most likely be up. So make sure you check him out as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. That is incredibly great.
And that's incredible because it's and again, it's not singular. There's not a singular voice. It's all different styles of music. It's all different types of entertainment, and it is there for you. And what drives me crazy is the fact that it's there and it's accessible, and people don't do it. How do you maintain positivity when there are people not seizing that opportunity?
I just keep moving forward, maybe try to give them a slight nudge here and there, but I in all honesty, I've been so busy that I can't chase people to get on to VMB. If you do show interest, and you're willing to sign the non-exclusive licensing agreement to be a part of it, this way it's legally covered. There is contracts involved. If you're not willing to put that effort in, then I'm not going to put the effort into making your booths. I would love to. I want to have as many people as I possibly can.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, not everyone follows through. If I can make them, I would. No lie. I want to see virtual merch booths become literally everything, right?
And become like a witch company.
Make everybody money, right? That's right.
Everyone everyone who's under witch.
We want everyone to get uplifted, right?
Yeah.
Not just with money, but with spirit and community too, right?
Yeah, enough money to with the whole boat.
Let's make these artists some money, Dan.
Make the boat fall.
You're a trip kid.
So, as you're continuing to evolve and grow, are there any type of new advancements that you're moving forward with? Anything that you're kind of like ready to put your toe in the water for, or is this just a year where it's buckle down and fight?
I think this year is going to be the year for expansion to keep getting as many new additions. With the end goal of really coming up with a service like a monthly subscription service where users can fans can actually buy a monthly, and you'll get like a shirt and a couple other swags from different artists that are part of VMB. One of these days, I would love to be able to get back to booking.
VMB crate.
Yeah, kind of like a VMB crate. Hold on, Danny, 1 second, please. Hold on, please. Also to maybe have a live event. You know, it's on. Like, you know, I used to book a lot of shows. I try to stay out of venues now that I don't drink,
Right.
and it's kind of hard for me to go into a venue. So I've been internally working up to the point where I'm ready to book a show again. And when I do, it will be a virtual merch booths family affair for sure. But that's something that I'm still working on. I think again for this year it would be for expansion. I'm gonna end up coming up with a new layout for the website, so it's a little more accessible and a little neater.
Okay.
But ultimately, it's just all about improving what we already have, continuing our strong relationships with the virtual merch booth creatives that we do have already, and adding new people to the fan. So expansion would be like definitely on my top list.
That's all. You know, and for those artists out there, again, this isn't just like a service for the merchandise. You know, you're dropping a single that's going to be put in the YouTube link right from jump. You know, it's going to be on there where people can click on. That's so multifaceted. It does kind of sort of blow my mind that people don't take more advantage of it, because there is nothing but an upside. But to each their own. Feel how you need to feel. As you continue to grow and as you continue to move forward and you continue to dabble into these new design aspects, is there anything you would change?
Anything I would change? No, I think mistakes are, and if there are mistakes that I would consider a mistake, which I don't think with virtual merch booths, I think one of my mistakes would be that I haven't had enough time to put towards improving it already. But that would be the only thing. I mean, mistakes are there to learn from. But yeah, I don't have any regrets in terms of that. I'm just pumped that I was able to bring this kind of service to the artists that need it, especially when I launched it. It was we were in the height of our pandemic, and you're pretty much locked in. So like, you know, I wanted a way to help all my musician friends make some money during the pandemic, and that's what I came up with. He wants me to show you my mug, but actually it's funny because this is my second appearance. This is my second appearance on Behind the Brand, and I had my I'd rather be thrifting mug on that one. I have my coffee sitting over there. I just haven't got a chance to do it, but that's what he's talking about over there.
Yeah, he has his Goodwill mug over here on the side. On the side.
We got to stay on task, though, buddy.
Yeah.
This is his interview debut, so he's working out the kinks. We're working on it.
He's not doing bad.
Yeah,
he's not doing bad.
No, he's killing it. His segues just
on point.
Real.
I think he did a little bit of research. He is a YouTuber, so he may watch some videos, getting some like research for this.
Yeah, there you go.
Right. Actually, if you want to check out his YouTube, let's do it. Let's do a plug for YouTube channel. YouTube.com. He's Dan TV on YouTube.
It's Dan TV.
He does like creative videos. He's been doing it since he's like 3.
Eventually, I did.
Since 3.
My time machine was egg flop.
We made a time machine video. You should check it out. It's really funny. Now, here, let's you know, I would, now that we have Danny here involved, I wanted to turn the table on you guys and to see if Dan, if you have any questions for them.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What's your
how was your winter?
How was your winter?
My winter wasn't bad. I had a good winter. Yeah. I saw a lot of family, did a lot of good things. I had a great winter.
You want something funny? Speaking of it, like our winter's technically so good. Our winter's still going on because we're still seeing like a bunch of people.
Yeah, because people from Christmas are still coming by. Did you want to ask them about like?
Oh, that's awesome.
Like ask them about What do you want to know about them?
How was Chain Penguin going? How's the band Chain Penguin going? Good.
It's a lot of fun. It's a great. We're at a good point in time. We're gonna be releasing the record this year. A lot of good things on the up and up. We like to be ridiculous and we like to bring the ridiculousness. It works well. We like to we are Sparkle Straights, as we like to call ourselves. It's fantastic.
We would like to request a live event that takes place during the afternoon, not too far away from the Naugatuck Valley area, so we could bring him to his first concert.
Oh,
He goes to bed early.
That'll be cool.
Yeah, well, that's actually a lot of that stuff is looking at for the summer. We want to try to do some more outdoor and all age, because honestly, we're doing better in an all age demographic than we are in the bar demographic. So we're gonna go with it.
Yeah, you got to. You go wherever the crowds take you.
We actually went to Westland.
Yeah, we got to bring him to his first wrestling event.
How was that?
Yeah, he got to meet Lucas Chase for the first time.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome.
We met Pentagon Zero.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. It was so much fun. Shout out to Northeast Wrestling for putting on an afternoon show close by, because we don't have a car, so it's hard to get around sometimes.
Right.
Yep.
So I have those little afternoon shows to be able to actually bring them somewhere close by and experience stuff until we do get a car. It's invaluable. What do you want to do?
And that
Literally, there was a dude who went to a table like right next to where we were sitting.
It was crazy.
Those are always the so much fun stuff, and again, it really speaks volumes to what you're doing, because you just said, there is a need for there to be more like afternoon shows, that are more friendly for all types of audiences, for the non-drinkers, for the youth, and different things like that. And in that same aspect, you during the pandemic, so your artist friend had the opportunity to make as much revenue as possible. So you took advantage of, that, and to really ran with it to create this platform. And from there, you've been able to supplement a lot of artists' income. Again, those artists that are doing the right thing and pushing their stuff as much as they should be, because again, if you're not going to advocate for yourself, no one is going to. Make sure you're out there and pushing the fact that you have that virtual merch booth. And again, I'm going to say it with me for the kids playing the home game, merch link in bio is one of the most important things you can say in every single one of your posts every time. But, that's just me. I'm a little bit of a word I can't say because there's children here. But, I want to say it so bad.
Whatever you say, he probably already heard it from me already. So
yeah, it's fine. It's fine. We're on air. And again, all hate mail can be sent to Prestige. But no, see, a lot of people, and especially in the music industries, also in the wrestling industry, Hunter Thompson has said it the best. This industry is filled with snakes, liars, cheats, abusers, and there's a downside. How are you able to maintain this incredible integrity? Because this is an industry that eats you alive from the inside out. But if it's not for people like you that bring that integrity there, you are a lifeline for many, many people, even if they're not using your service. And I want the rest of the world to hear, because look, we've had many conversations. We've both been in dark places and had that understanding. You can give that nugget on how to work towards that for every other individual listening right now. I want to give you that platform.
You cut out there for a second near the end.
Yeah,
Can you say that again?
Last couple seconds, easy those last few words.
Okay, I figured. So I was like, oh, everyone froze. I said, you put in the work to maintain. You're back? Hey, you put in the work to maintain this beacon that you are, and this integrity piece that you are. And I want you to tell people how to put that work in as well. give them that little bit of nugget, because again, it's a cold, dark industry out there, and to have these beacons of hope is so important for the lifeline of a musician and musician's mental health. So if you could talk about that, please.
First of all, I appreciate that, because that's some of the nicest stuff anyone's ever said. I do try to lead with integrity. I feel like integrity is, few and far between, and sometimes in this industry. And hold on one second, Danny. A lot of it is, you sidetracked me. We'll show your shirt in a minute, okay? You're throwing me off, kid. It's trying to be more or less like, I've encountered a lot of snakes. I started promoting bands when I was 16. By the time I was 19, I was working with CT Legends, Gargantua Soul, who were, kind of at the twilight of their careers. It's I have so many examples of, for lack of a better word, jerks in the industry that I could recall upon, that reminds me, like, all right, I don't want to be like that dude, or I'm not going to operate like they do. I can't even tell you how many times I've seen artists get taken advantage of by people in like the booking worlds or venue worlds. And as a merch, I was the kid sitting behind the merch back then. Like somehow 24 years later, I'm still here behind the merch booth, which is fine by me. But mostly it's just like I've seen so much shady stuff that it's I just me consciously saying, I'm going to be the opposite of that. I know like it's easy to take advantage of people. It's easy to do that, especially when you're in a position like that where you have a venue, especially venues. I speak a lot about venues because, I feel like a lot of them do take advantage of the artists. And they make it even harder on an already hard working industry, so I really just use that as an example of what not to be. I try to, and I can't even say that my former self, that I haven't been guilty of the same stuff that I'm against now, like, because, again, I've been in this a long time. Not that I ever took advantage of anyone, but like, you when you're in it, sometimes you're like, oh no, you got to listen to the venue or, whatever, and play by their rules because they have the venue, but ultimately the venue's everywhere if you allow it to be. You know what I mean? Like, especially the selfish venue owners who take advantage. They don't need your business. They don't need your audience's business. They don't. They need you more than you need them at the end of the day, especially in today's modern technology. And the other thing I want to like kind of look into on virtual merch booths is live streams, live concerts, where the band is in the practice spot. They throw up a concert. They could sell tickets to our stream for that particular concert or event. That's another avenue I'm definitely trying to look forward to, because we're in a modern age. These days you don't really need the record labels and all the people that are going to pinch and take all your hard-earned money that you receive from all that work you put into your art. Our destinies are in our hands now with our cell phones being so advanced. We can literally do pretty much anything. So that's another thing I'm looking into, different ways to utilize what we have on virtual merch booth to better the community for all of our virtual merch booth family members, basically.
I have a question. Can I show them my shirt now?
Yes, you can show them your shirt now.
Yes.
And I'm wearing a Weepo team shirt, actually.
Oh,
That's awesome.
it's nice.
Very, very cool. Very, very cool.
That's my boy.
There you go. Hey, that's the way to be. It's so incredible because we've spoken about about your journey many a times, through the messenger of the fake book, and it's incredible to see this. Not that it's even a redemption story, because although there was darkness, I don't feel it was as dark as it could have been. But to see this new avenue and to see, how intertwined your heart is with this, it speaks volumes that you're on air right now with your child, because that's the human being you are, and the human touch is so important, and it's so incredible to be able to talk to the person behind the internet business, because we all get lost in those ones and those zeros, and that's really what it comes down to. And I'm not talking about the money ones and zeros, talking about the digital ones, where that becomes your imprint, that becomes your identity. And it is awesome to say, you can't get on the phone the CEO of Bonfire. You can't.
Yeah.
But I can hit you up at any point in time and have a conversation, whether it be about the business or be about, the awesomeness that happens in with little Dan on an everyday basis, or the fact that, the cold has just ripped through the household. I'm just burnt. I'm going to go lay down. I now have a migraine. And I'm like, bro, cool. I got you. Do what you got to do,
It's for me it's like I do lead with my heart, and in all things that I do. I am transparent with who I am and always will be. I am a family man these days, and I'm lucky to have my best friends. And I'm actually bringing in my daughter real quick so she can say
that's
hi.
awesome.
See?
Family time on WNHH LP 103.5 FM New Haven. Myself, Prestige, with my partner in crime, Long Island Rays, Elm City made. Easy Bluez in the building. We got Danny DeFar with his great children here on the show.
You want to say hi, Belle? This is my daughter, Isabella.
Hey.
Hello, Isabella. How are you? Good. Awesome.
How are you?
I'm good.
I'm
great.
Good. I'm very good. It's awesome to officially meet you. We have talked hours upon hours about your awesomeness, and it is good to put an official face to the awesomeness that we speak of. So now, of course, for the $70 million question, when's your virtual merch booth opening?
Are you gonna have a virtual merch booth?
Yeah.
What do you want to put on there? Elsa, she says. She's gonna draw some pictures of Elsa.
There you go.
Perfect. That's awesome.
Mama.
And
Say bye.
that's
Say
the other
see you
key.
later.
Goodbye.
Hello.
Hello.
But and that's the other key.
Mama, baby.
Because you have the parents out there that have the younger children, that a lot of people will use that as that worry excuse on why they should commit to that 9 to 5 that eats their soul away. And again, I'm not pouring salt on anyone else's hustle. If that's what you do and that's what makes you happy, do you. You haven't been able to maintain that independent business aspect through getting the notification you're going to be a father, and now, having your children on air with you, one that has his own business and another one who is going to be the best Elsa drawer of all time. How do you do that? Because there's a whole bunch of people that would have given up by now.
Be willing to sacrifice. I mean, by all means, I am self-employed, thankfully. It's a ton of work. It is so much work. It's a lot of struggle. It's a lot of sacrifice. But to be able to spend as much time with my kids as I can, that means more to me than anything on this planet. I lost my dad when I was 1, and when they are at the core of me getting sober from alcohol, because I didn't want them to grow up in that environment. It also, in my opinion, it has brought me down to earth 100%, because now I get to watch them grow and stuff. That's like the craziest thing ever. Being a dad is the best. It really is. Yeah. And people who want to be parents, and you're like waiting for the right time. Well, there is no right time. If you want to be a parent, just do it, because it's and if you're willing to put the effort into, raising your kids and being there with them as much as humanly possible, it's all worth it, man. It really is. It's all worth it. Just like and that goes with anything else that I'm doing. I work really hard, to give people the platform, and admittedly, not as hard as I'd like to focus on that.
Right.
But especially within the last year, it's been crazy.
Right.
But I am renewed. I am ready, and VMB, we're gonna take it to the next level. We're gonna bring it to more people. We're gonna get more people on there, and I hope anyone listening out there has already brought up virtualmerchbooth.com. We do have a shortened URL, vmbshops.com, and check it out. You might find your next favorite band, or better yet, you might end up with your own merch booth where we can help you sell your stuff.
Mm-hmm. And that is a beautiful key aspect out there, because and it also could just be that struggling clothing designer that doesn't have the means to start it up. They can have this incredible graphic design look. You can help launch their clothing line. So that is the beauty of the internet when used correctly, is there are no particular rules. There are no, particular, shackles that was on us prior, and again, for the musicians or any type of artist that wants to be part of this, you're also no longer just shackled to your white or your black shirt. They can go up there, and if the design is in pink, dope, get that shirt in pink, because there's somebody that's going to want it in pink.
Right.
There's somebody that's going to want it in a certain particular way, because now they can express themselves using a part of your art as well. And that is truly so blessing and so freeing. But unfortunately, the Apollo curtain is beginning to be called, and the Sandman is coming out with the hook. And we need to wind down just a little bit. But I know there's a lot of information that you need to give out for the contact aspect of it. And I want you to be able to say it in that perfect time. And then, of course, we're going to put that little pigtail at the end there. And I want you to give just one beautiful nugget of advice after you tell people how they can get in contact with you, everything you do, and everything you are.
Okay. That's pretty loaded. Let's dive in. All right. Before I get into that, I do want to say thank you guys for having me on for the second time. It's been a blast. Thank you for welcoming my son to have him come on with me. It was a lot of fun to have you, Dan. Thank you very much for doing this with me. I always get a little nervous with these things, so
doing a great
which is
job.
funny considering the thousands of hours I spent in front of a live mic. You think I wouldn't be nervous anymore, but I don't do it as often anymore, so I got a little nervous. So I was like, Danny, can you come on the radio with me?
Security blanket.
That's right. What at the very end, okay? But I did want to take this moment before I get into all my plugs, and I'll do them very quickly because I know we're running out of time.
Mm-hmm.
I did want to say rest in peace to my buddy Norm Paints. He was a member of Virtual Merch Booth, an artist from Michigan who was insanely talented, who we unfortunately lost last year. And I'm getting choked up thinking about it because he was such a good dude. I met him through he needed a shirt, made him a shirt, and then I found out what an incredible artist he was. So I don't want to forget to promote his shop. We have it up in his honor. Proceeds do go to his fiance and his family. So check that out, virtualmerchboost.com/VMB/Norm Paints. So rest in peace, Norm. I'm still out here for you and still pushing your stuff. Now to get into touch with me, vmbshops.com, info@vmbshops.com. You can find us on Facebook as well. Even if you have an idea for a one-off shirt, hit me up. We can help you out.
And
game consoles.
Yeah, and you can actually find them on PlayStation.
Oh yeah, we're on PlayStation too. Dunbar 203. And like I said, it even goes back to if you have a creative kid that needs you want to show them that they can make money from their art or their work or whatever talents they have. That's ultimately for me the goal, is to show young people that even though they feel like they might not have an outlet for it, we can be the outlet. We can help them, and I'm just excited to be able to do this for people. That's pretty much all.
That's awesome.
But that we'll talk about that in the next
Right.
the next
There you go. But no, like it's been an absolute honor and a privilege. And just now, Danny, little Danny, you have a nugget of knowledge that you want to give to the rest of the world, and please tell them the address for your amazing virtual merch booth store.
So is there anything you want to tell the people out there listening to help make their day brighter or
Yes.
make them feel better about
Yes.
themselves if
Yes.
they're having a bad day? Go ahead. Floor is yours, buddy.
Well, I'll gladly if you do art or music or let's play.
Little Danny, we just need you a little louder, my friend.
Yeah, a little bit louder
I
in the
need you
microphone.
a little louder. Just go close to the mic
People,
so the great audience can
That's
hear you, buddy.
tell them one thing you say about life.
Very fun.
Have fun.
Have fun.
Have fun.
There we go.
Love it. And thank you
Nothing wrong
guys
with
both
that.
so much for being here. Again, you can check out all these things, virtualmerchbooths.com. That's virtualmerchbooths.com. And please expand and explore and never, ever, ever stop pushing those boundaries. You got anything to say, Prestige?
All I gotta say, thank you guys again. We're on WNHH LP 103.5 FM New Haven. This has been Behind the Brand. Thank you guys. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wondering what to write about, trying to figure out what it's all about. Existentialist, am I worth anything or just a scout? I don't know.